Vi sitter här alltså med Marco Connell som är PR-manager och online manager på Creative Assembly. And you showed us Shogun 2 Total War today.
Yeah.
I was wondering, what do you think is the biggest improvement from the latest games?
Just one? Okay. I'm going to go for the multiplayer. We've spent a lot of time really developing that and making it a standalone feature in its own. You know, people that maybe have only played single player before, hopefully they're going to look at this and go, wow, this is actually a fully developed feature, you know, that you could spend months in playing. So you've got an avatar system there where you can customise a general, and you can go through, he's got his own tech tree, so you can decide what kind of general he's going to be, what he looks like. Then you've got units that you can promote to veteran status, and you can, you know, do all different stuff with their tech trees as well. You've got a multiplayer map where it's got 65 land provinces and 12 naval provinces, and if you conquer all of those you get different units and different abilities. In addition to that, we've got leaderboards. We've also got a clan competition, so you can join a clan and then hopefully go up through the ranks and have the biggest clan in the world. And then if you're really good, you can try and conquer every single province on the map and all the naval regions, and you go up to the Shogun leaderboard. Now this is only the best people in the world, and there's only one Shogun as well, so if you get that you get special armour and all these different achievements and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, because the map was divided into, what was it, 65 provinces.
Yeah.
And so if you conquer these 65 provinces, then you go on to the Shogun map.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and the Shogun map,
it's not a map as such, it's more just a leaderboard, so you continue playing matches and earning experience points and all that kind of stuff, but what happens is, in order to get points and move up these ladders, you need to do a matched battle. So that means you, the system picks an opponent for you that's of an equal level, or maybe a level higher or a level lower or something. So by the time you get on the Shogun ladder, the Shogun, whoever it is, has to keep fighting against people who are also almost at Shogun level to stay at that level. So it's quite a good balance system.
Yeah. You also mentioned clans, and that's pretty interesting. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so what happens is someone creates a clan, and then any number of people can join it. So we don't want to have it that one clan's only got the best players in it, and there's like one clan that's only got new people in it. We don't want that. So everyone that's in a clan contributes points to it, so anyone can join them. And then what happens is, in each world or map instance, you have up to 24 clans competing to get the most provinces. And how you win a province is the clan leader will go, okay, I want to attack that province. So if you can go about playing your multiplayer matches normally, but if you fight in that particular province, you pick that one, then you'll get points for your clan. And then after every 2 weeks, the one with the most provinces will go up a level, and the one, you know, if you lose a lot, you go down. So yeah, it should be.
Yeah. Is there any, how should I say, like rule on how many players that can be in one clan?
Nope.
Okay, so you can have like 1,000 people.
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
So everyone might join one clan, and then it won't work. Yeah. Then it'll just be me in the second clan.
The development.
Yeah, don't have it. Yeah.
But if we go over to the single player, there is also, as I understand it, there's clans there as well, of course. And does the story decide what clan you use, or are you free to choose?
Yeah, you're absolutely free, so you pick any of the 9 or 10 clans you want to play as, and then each one has different sort of starting conditions, and you may have a better archery unit than another clan has, or you may start off that you're on the outskirts and you've got more time to build your army up, or you could find yourself in the middle of a massive battle that's going on between 3 different clans. So we want it to be that every time you play the campaign, it's a completely different experience. Of course, the tech trees that you have in the campaign, you can't go down every single tech tree in one go, so you may want to revisit it several times just to experience the entire game anyway.
Yeah, but if we look back a little, Shogun 2 was your first Total War game, and then you also made Medieval and Medieval 2, right?
Yep.
Did you learn anything from making a sequel like Medieval 2 and putting, you know, that experience into this development of Shogun 2?
Yeah, I think not only just that, but we've just learned from doing all the games we've done, you know, in the last decade.
Quite a few.
Yeah, there's been quite a few now, and there's been stuff that we wanted to do for the original Shogun that we kept on the drawing board. We didn't forget about it, and then we've done all these other games where we introduce naval battles into Empire and drop-in battles into Napoleon, and so it's basically Shogun 2 is the culmination of a decade's development and research and all that kind of stuff.
So what made you decide that you wanted to do Shogun 2 instead of, let's say, another era or time period?
Yeah, well, of course it's been a decade, so we wanted to do it for that reason. Also, we did a vote at the office and it came out on top. Everyone just loved working on it the first time. There's still a lot of people in the office that worked on the original Shogun, so that's kind of cool. Also, we worked with Professor Stephen Turnbull on the first game. He's written a lot of books on the subject. He regularly goes to Japan. We've remained in contact with him, and he's found out that a load of the stuff that we thought we knew for the first game, which was the latest information at the time, but it's since been outdated, and with the latest research we found out a ton of more information, so we've kind of been able to put all of that into the game and make it even more accurate. I think it's probably the most accurate Japanese simulation there's ever been, just because the wealth of information we've managed to put into it, and it's got ninjas in it too.
Yeah. Ninjas, that's important.
That's the main word.
Ninjas. And but the naval battle, you upgraded it, or it was Napoleon, right?
Yeah. I did Empire the first time.
Empire the first time.
Yeah.
Is there any more development put into just naval battle?
Yeah. When we looked into it, of course in Empire and Napoleon, the naval battles took place in the middle of the ocean. There was nothing in the distance. We couldn't do that this time around purely because in Japan in the 1600s they didn't really go that far from the coast, and there's fishing boats and all that kind of thing. And they just didn't wander out into the middle of the ocean. There was no reason to do it, so we had to include the coast in our naval battles. So that means that we now have these land masses and rocks and the coast that you can move your ships around, and say you've got two big rocks and a couple of enemy ships go between them, you can then kind of capture them on either side and start firing down the middle so they're caught. Also, if you've got a really small ship, you can use it to manoeuvre around the rocks if you're trying to evade this massive monster that's chasing, not an actual monster, but a big ship that's chasing you, so, and there's lots of different things you can do this time around. Also, I'll say one thing, the ships in previous games had big sails, so they were powered by wind. This time around we've got people rowing them, so it gives you a great degree of accuracy, because you're not relying on the wind anymore, so you can really sort of pivot the ships at a very accurate angle.
Okay. You also showed us a demo.
Yes.
You played a demo, which you of course won.
Yes, I did.
And it was an example of siege battles. Could you tell us more about those?
Yeah, so previous games, a siege battle would essentially just be 4 walls, and if you're defending, you're trying to stop the enemy from coming into those walls or just killing everyone. If you're attacking, you're trying to get through the walls and then capturing the centre. In Japan, the castles were quite different. Instead of just being these big walls, they were kind of carved on the side of mountains, so it wasn't something you can knock out. You can't knock a mountain over yet. So what would happen is you'd have these multi-tiered castles, right? So it kind of makes how you play the game a bit different. So this time around, say the enemy's attacking, it might actually be beneficial to let them into the first tier of the castle, because then if you've got archers on the wall above, you can be firing down on them, you can send your cavalry in one side and really do them a lot of damage as they're sort of, single file almost climbing up the walls to try and get in. But then if you concentrate too much of your army on one side of the castle, they can sort of break off and go around and find a weak spot, get all the way up to the centre and capture it. So you have to be a lot more aware of the environment this time around and watch every sort of corner of the castle, and it's a lot more involved and strategic.
Yeah. Also told us a little bit about that there were 25 bones in each unit, right?
It's 52.
52, okay. I switched the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how many were there in Napoleon?
I don't know the exact number, but I think we're about 25% more.
Okay.
So what that means is that, of course, there's more bones. It means there's more fluidity in the movement. We've had the British Kendo Association do all the motion capture for the fighting, So it's a better experience when you're watching them. Honestly, I've sometimes zoomed in on two people fighting, finished watching them kill each other, zoomed out, and my entire army's dead. So I've got so distracted watching them fight.
How many different units are there in the game?
There's approximately 30. But see, what we try to do this time, instead of having hundreds of units that are really similar to each other, so say for example in Empire there might be a light infantry unit that was almost identical in France and England, and they had very similar attributes. This time we've got very clearly defined units that have their own pluses and minuses, and you know they're better in certain situations, so you know exactly what they do and what situations they're better in. So it's more like a rock paper scissors scenario this time around, but each unit should be able to beat any other unit in certain conditions.
Yeah, and you had like ninjas and geishas and
yeah, ninjas with rocket launchers and all that kind of stuff. No, there is.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. When's the game coming?
It's coming on the 15th of March 2011, which is this year.
I wish you great luck with the game. It's looking really good.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming here today. It's good to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.